These are the stories topping the news. Police investigate shooting near the ferry terminal. St. Kitts and Nevis and Seneca College signed memorandum of understanding, and a decision by the U.S. government could cost dozens of persons in Antigua and Barbuda their jobs. Good afternoon and welcome to ZIZ Midday Newscast for December 23rd, 2014. I am JD Keynes. Now for the news in detail. Police are investigating a reported shooting incident at the ferry terminal on the Bay Road this morning. According to unconfirmed reports, the incident happened after 8 a.m. Up to news time, the details surrounding the incident are still unclear, but no one has been reported injured. We'll have more information as the investigation unfolds. The country's Prime Minister and Finance Minister, the Right Honourable Dr. Denzil Douglas, has expressed satisfaction with the progress of the local economy. Recently, Dr. Douglas told the nation that several sacrifices had to be made to ensure that St. Kitts and Nevis remains at the forefront where economic stability is concerned. He spoke of the advantages derived from the standby arrangement, which ended in July 2014.
Some of the structural benchmarks that were completed include the enactment of legislation to guide the process for the procurement of goods and services, the approval by my cabinet of a civil service reform plan and a social safety net strategy, and the development of a medium-term debt management strategy and a medium-term expenditure framework. We also corporatized the electricity department and undertook activities related to restructuring the public sector debt.
Representatives from Seneca and the government of St. Kitts and Nevis signed a memorandum of understanding on Monday to provide the country's citizens with the skills and education to pursue careers in fields such as construction, technology, trade, and tourism. John Allen, Honorary Consul General at the St. Kitts and Nevis Consulate, joined Seneca President David Agnew at the New Nam campus to officially sign the agreement on behalf of the Prime Minister of St. Kitts and Nevis, the Right Honourable Dr. Denzil Douglas. The Prime Minister said this MOU would provide opportunities for our people of St. Kitts and Nevis to further their education and prepare for careers in emerging fields of tourism, trade, construction and technology at one of Canada's leading and renowned educational institutions, Seneca College. Joe Daniel, Member of Parliament for Don Valley East, said they look forward to a long, successful and prosperous relationship between Canada and St. Kitts and Nevis. The parties will explore developing a plan to provide technical training programs to students in St. Kitts and Nevis, provide training in vocational teachers from St. Kitts and Nevis at Seneca, as well as accept students from St. Kitts and Nevis who qualify for education in relevant Seneca programs. With 2014 soon coming to a close, St. Kitts has received 2 more honors to add to its growing list of awards and recognitions for tourism excellence. The Huffington Post has named St. Kitts and Nevis as one of the top 15 emerging travel hotspots for 2015. St. Kitts is the only Caribbean destination to appear on the Huffington Post list, ranked at number 12, and it stands among such exotic locales as Taiwan, Madagascar, and Bhutan. Also this month, St. Kitts received the Innovative Destination of the Year Award in Caribbean Journal's Caribbean Travel Award for 2014. The awards honor the best in travel and tourism across the region. Minister of Tourism, the Honorable Senator Richard Skerritt, said recognition by another 2 respected publications again confirms that our country is on the right development path. He also thanked the stakeholders and tourism partners for their ongoing roles in helping to make St. Kitts such a special Caribbean destination. Regionally, the economy of Antigua and Barbuda will be hit hard if a decision by the United States of America's government to close its 70-year-old naval operations in the Twin Island state takes effect in a few months' time. Close to 100 people will lose their jobs when the United States Air Station Antigua Air Station, located in Coldridge, closes by mid-2015, reliable sources have indicated. A well-placed source who did not receive clearance to speak publicly on the issue said the air station will be closed indefinitely and workers will be terminated over a 9-month period. The source said the workers employed by Computer Science Raytheon CSR, which is contracted by the station, were notified of the closure on Friday, but no rationale was given. In St. Lucia, parliamentary representative for the area Alvina Reynolds, with the backing of residents and area businesses, was able to put on 4 parties across the constituency for almost 500 children. DBS's Kendall Burton tells us more.
The 4 parties represent an attempt to decentralize the Christmas activity, which is in its 3rd year, so that more children could participate. One event in Babonneau Central catered to 150 children, another in Foassaw for 120 children, one in Gara, 100 children, and the last one in Bourgis, 80 children.
Having the party in one central location was difficult to manage the number of children. Last year we had about 300 children in one space, that is Babonneau Central. And it's a little unfair for the children who love to enjoy themselves to run around, and some children would not get to the party because of where they live. And so we saw it easier to move the parties to the children, and of course the parents can drop the children off and come back to pick them up 2 hours later.
The arrangement appears to have been well received by most of the residents and participants. The Babonneau MP, who is also the health minister, profited the opportunity to encourage persons with various conditions to continue to manage their health during the holiday season and to not give in to the temptation to stop taking their medications in order to consume alcohol.
Many persons do not manage their health or their conditions very well. Persons who are well tend to overdo it and drink excessively, and that can lead to, especially hazards on the road in driving, also fights and disagreements and conflict, and persons are not very well at judging or managing their emotions very well. And so we ask persons to be very careful and, of course, not celebrate, but do everything in moderation.
Ms. Reynolds encouraged persons to ensure they eat healthy even during the festive season, and she had a special word of caution for women to not only be careful how much they drink, but to be careful of what they drink and who they accept drinks from, an obvious reference to the risk of date rape. For the DBS News World, Kendall Burton reporting.
Internationally, Nicaragua broke ground on its new cross-country canal on Monday despite protests. The government insists the Chinese-backed venture will improve the economy and help with poverty, but it is a massive project that has environmental downsides. Al Jazeera's Marana Sanchez reports from Managua.
For decades, shoemakers in this small market in central Managua have sold their products locally. Francisco Palacios inherited his shop from his father and plans to give it to his sons. But he says he doesn't have the skills or the resources to expand his business.
I think the development of the canal will create jobs and perhaps bring better technology, which would allow me to make better shoes faster.
The World Food Programme says 42% of the population live under the poverty line. Francisco says the canal may offer a lifeline.
The canal may not directly benefit small businesses like these, but many store owners here are hoping that it will bring them many more tourists.
There are also plans to develop a free trade zone and new infrastructure. Economists say Nicaragua's current growth rate of 4.5% could double. And the government says the country's large-scale exports like coffee will make good use of the waterway, which is due to be ready in 5 years. But Gianmarco Palacio, who owns a coffee farm, has mixed feelings.
If the canal is indeed built, this will mean an injection of capital the country has never seen, a great economic opportunity. But we must look at the environmental studies to make sure that it's properly managed.
Reports into the canal's overall feasibility and impact on the environment still have not been delivered. Green activists say Nicaragua's lake, which will form the core of the waterway, will be contaminated by sediment dredged from its bottom.
The lake is a source of drinking water for 17 regions. 2,500 fishermen who feed their families and support the local economy will be directly affected. In addition, there are 5 species of fish crucial to the country's food security.
Many Nicaraguans say they don't know if protecting the environment is more important than Nicaragua's development. But Francisco says he does know that he'd like the chance for his business and his country to reach its potential. Mariana Sanchez, Al Jazeera, Managua, Nicaragua.
A record 17,500 people turned out for the latest anti-Islamization rally in the German city of Dresden, according to police estimates.
The rallying cry is "We are the people." The banners read, "Against religious fanaticism." This is Pegida, a group that's been protesting here in Dresden for weeks now. But this is the biggest rally so far.
What I've experienced, what my daughter is experiencing at school, Islam is not a religion of peace, and we have to deal with it. Our life as we know it in Germany is threatened by it.
The protesters say they are defending Christian values, but critics say they are promoting right-wing extremism.
It's about the asylum seekers. They do not make themselves at home here. They walk around hooded with slits for eyes. That's not done here. We have a different culture, and they have to assimilate.
Germany is facing a wave of incoming migrants. This year, it expects 200,000 asylum claims, more than any other country in the world. Many were from Syria, Iraq, and Afghanistan. The protests in Dresden have sparked counter-protests in many cities, with the largest here in Munich.
This is an event against Pegida, but also to send out a signal that you can also do it the other way around. Instead of excluding people, you can invite them in.
The sheer number of demonstrators gathering on both sides are forcing a public discussion on immigration. A debate which can no longer be ignored. Laura Westbrook, BBC News.
And now for the weather. Skies over the Federation will be partly cloudy with moderate breezes out of the east-northeast at 12 to 18 miles per hour during the day and 14 to 21 miles per hour tonight, gusting up to 29 miles per hour. Seas are moderate with waves near 1.5 meters or 5 feet. Sunset is expected at 5:43 p.m. with sunrise tomorrow at 6:38 a.m. And that's it for ZIZ's Midday Newscast. Join us at 6:30 on radio and 7 p.m. on Channel 5 for the evening news. I have been your presenter, JD Keynes. Have a great afternoon.